And how are we all today? What's up with my voice? Oh, I forgot to fill my water bottle. Give me a second. Give me a second. I'll be back. I'm on my way back. That's how you start a professional stream. You immediately jump off camera. Indeed. It's warm and it's smoky and it's muggy in Sydney today, but we shall persevere. How's everybody doing? Onera Deblo, T-Dog, Paul Mid Numbers, Jamits, Night Crusade, how you doing? Hey, Night Crusade, I made an order of some Lego last night. Well, actually this morning. I put the shopping list together last night and then I put it through this morning. I got a few little mini kits, a little Star Destroyer, a little Republic frigate. I got a little special something I'm not going to reveal yet. But I also got that Star Wars AT-ST Raider from the Mandalorian. Got that. Also ordered a little mini X-Wing, but also the big X-Wing. The 731 piece X-Wing. The Lego Star Wars fighter, the set number 75218. They're a few weeks away from arriving because a couple of those are actually out of stock. Because it's a few days before Christmas and all the Lego is out of stock, especially the Star Wars stuff. Let me show you a photo here. Zip. Those are the Lego shelves for Star Wars. They've moved a few non-Star Wars kits into the shelves to make it seem like there isn't an entire empty shelf. But there was like one kit left. One of those kits was Star Wars. Yeah, there we go. There's a right down the bottom. There's a $160 Lego Star Wars set sitting down there still. Everything else, empty, empty, empty. This, by the way, I wanted to steal this, but it was too big to put in my pocket. It's like a lightsaber hilt, but with a clear tube to put some display figures in. I want that for the back of my set. I want to stick that back there, across the back, where you can't see the blue light, but there's a blue light bar back there. But I want to put this, or at least get one made. Maybe I could make one out of Lego. But that lightsaber hilt with a clear tube. I just want it.
BluntNate hype, BluntNate hype.
Anthony Cobb, thank you very much for the resub. They're 18 months in. Actually, no, not in a row. Just says 18 months total. I must have missed one there somewhere. Thank you. Year and a half worth of subs. Cumulative. Accumulated. There. Thank you, Anthony. How's your day going? Doing good. Currently working on remodding Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. Also working on the Pokedex slowly but surely. Nice. Also, I think Twitch is on drugs. Kept spamming welcome to the chat room for me. Really? I know there was a problem with Twitch earlier. I remember seeing a tweet about it, but they fixed it or whatever it was. The X-Wing is cool. That's the X-Wing is one of the main reasons my order's not going to arrive until like a week or two into January. Because that thing, you just can't get it anywhere. You can get Poe's X-Wing in a couple of places that I found, but I would rather have Luke's. I like Poe, but I love Luke because I'm old school. So yeah, we'll definitely do a build stream about that. But also bought a couple of sort of mini kit style stuff, like the things we bought yesterday, that style thing. There's one more out of that range, which is a Star Destroyer, but there's also another mini version that doesn't have a minifig with it, from an older series. So I've got a little Republic frigate of that, and also another X-Wing. Sorry, not an X-Wing, a Z95 Headhunter from the Clone Wars, in that style as well. The miniature ships, but without the Lego minifig. Because I always like those. I had a few of those many years ago, but they're all gone these days. So Might start collecting it again. Although some of them are getting quite rare and hard to get, quite pricey. So yeah, we've got a bunch of Lego stuff already on its way for more of these streams. Today though, I got some stuff in front of me here. Not sure whether we're going to do all of this or just some of it, but I went out this morning with the hope of collecting a couple more of these type of sets, these little mini ship. What are they called? Microfighters. I wanted a couple more of the Microfighter series, but there were none left anywhere. I went to 4 different stores / toy stores / even the Lego store didn't have them. Even the actual dedicated Lego store did not have any more of these kits. In fact, I think the Kylo Ren one was even sold out in most places I went to. Lego store had still had a couple of each. But I did pick up this. We were talking yesterday when I was building the Y-Wing that I like the kits that are made up of lots and lots of little bits and very few specialist pieces. And that's what the Creator Series is. The Creator Series is very, very traditional, old school Lego building using basic bricks for the most part. So that was the only Creator Series model that they had on the shelf at the Lego store that was less than like $150. All the other Creator Series ones they got are the big expensive kits, which are fantastic, but I just don't have the cash for one of those at the moment. We've got the Nanoblock Space Shuttle here, which I've had for sitting around for ages. You can tell by the quality of the box. That's been sitting in it's sitting in a storage box for years. I think I picked that one up when I was in Japan last, so that's at least 4 or 5 years ago. Also at the Lego store, I picked up a little blind bag minifig, I should say. Series 19 apparently. The last time I bought a blind bag series of minifigs was, I think Series 7 or something. I picked a couple up, and there's a couple more that I didn't show off yesterday that I found this morning when I was looking around. A little mad scientist and a little sailor guy there, which I love. I love the little winky sailor guy with his, not periscope, telescope. And our little scientist guy with his little beaker. I feel like there's a potential to make a Rick out of this hair or something. I also found one of the last special orders I put in a few years back. I was talking yesterday about how I like those flat pieces with the prints on them. This camera is very temperamental today. This is one of the special orders I put in from Bricklink, I think. We were talking about that yesterday as well, how Bricklink is now owned by Lego. But yeah, a couple of CD discs and computer monitors and keyboards and a pizza and stuff. Because I really dig that stuff. Also, when I was digging around in what's left of my existing collection, I found my spare Steve heads. So those of you who remember my Lego animation days, this is Steve. His head is actually an Obi-Wan Kenobi head, I think, from way back, from one of the first series of prequel Lego sets. And Obi-Wan Kenobi was getting quite hard to find at one point, so I bought some extra ones just in case they ever got damaged or I needed to do a modification for an expression change or I lost it or whatnot. But yeah, I've got my spare Steve heads here. BluntNate, after having a chat for a bit, I've decided I'd rather be referred to as Rin for my identity game where possible. I will do my best to remember that until you get a chance to change your Twitch name if you're going to do that. I can't make any promises because you know what my memory's like, mate. But absolutely, I'll be happy to do that if and when I remember it. Cute choice. If you can, please add it in brackets to the end of my nick on Discord server. Can I do that? I don't know if I can change. I didn't know I could change people's names. But yeah, remind me in the Discord. I'll get to that if I'm able to do that. Sure. A lot of the first city sets do the same with basic blocks. Exactly. Yeah. There's a few city. I don't know if they're branded creator sets necessarily, but there's a few Lego City type sets that I saw today as well. Again, all the inexpensive ones are gone because it's 3 days before Christmas or 4 days before Christmas, whatever it is. So, all the affordable stuff has pretty much disappeared off the shelves for gifts for nieces and nephews and brothers and sisters and whatnot. But yeah, they're on my list too of things I'm going to keep an eye out for when they're available next. We freak out over some Rick and Morty Lego kits. Yeah, we're never going to see it, of course, because Rick and Morty, I don't know how family friendly Rick and Morty is versus Lego. Would that be a thing Lego would even license? I don't know. In comes Izzy. Holy shit, with the tier 3 sub, by the way, again. I always forget you do the tier 3, you generous little bugger. 38 months in a row. Thank you very much for that. Can we get a little bit of love in the chat? Oh, by the way, I fixed my Stream Deck. Turns out the USB cable had failed. Luckily, Elgato make the Stream Deck XL with a replaceable USB cable, and it's standard USB-C type on the end that goes into the Stream Deck. So, hooray! I don't have to try and get that fixed or get a new XL. I just swapped out the cable and it worked. So that was a relief. So yes, thank you, Izzy, and yeah, just remember that as I was hitting the button to do the chat love thing. I'll do it again there, because in fact I'll do it. I'm gonna wait for that to time out again, because I've got a timeout second on that, because it blinks the thing over there. Wait for that. I'm gonna do it 3 times because that's a tier 3 sub. Wait, come on, reset. There it goes. Boom. Do it again. I went and made some popcorn. You got some popcorn, T-Dog. Nice. Have you checked out The Witcher? I haven't checked out Witcher on Netflix. No. I was pretty knocked out yesterday. I was going to watch the Lego Movie 2 on Netflix, but I was just too tired. I felt like I was going to fall asleep if I tried to watch it. I'd rather watch that when I was focused enough to get all the little in-gags and quick gags that sort of slide by and stuff like that. But no, haven't had a chance to do The Witcher yet. Ali, are you lurking? She's a big Witcher fan. Have you started the Witcher thing yet? The show's better than I thought it was going to be. Well, that's good news. Yeah, I'm not a huge Witcher fan. Like, I get why people like the game, but I never liked the combat in the game. It always felt a bit clumsy, so I never really got into it. I joined Marvel Unlimited this week. Nice. Don't know if Marvel Unlimited is even a thing we get to do here in Australia. I looked into it. There's a few comic book type apps we have access to, but I don't know if Marvel Unlimited is one of them. Right, yeah. Talking about the creator set, I also picked up this little extra bag, and they sell 6 or 7 different kinds of these. One came with a sort of pair of bicycles and a few accessories, and there was another one with some garden stuff. And but yeah, these are about, I think it was about $7. Just a bag of accessories, but I picked this up to go with the bus because, you know, the street lamps and a street sign and a little bench for the bus stop, I guess we can call it, a little mailbox, and mainly also, as soon as I saw it came with a camera. I've always loved the Lego camera. First one of those I ever got was in one of the first superhero licensed kits that Lego ever did, actually, when the first Spider-Man movie came out. There was a few Spider-Man sets because Peter Parker, one of his jobs as photographer for the Daily Bugle, of course, and it came with a camera. I don't know whether they made it especially for that set, but that was the first time I saw one, and because I'm a camera nerd, I had to get it. I'm not sure why there's a little lantern thing there. I'm not sure where that comes in, but yeah. But yeah, I figured we'd get a few accessories, a few street-like accessories for the bus kit, because look at that lamp back there. Look at those lamps there. How good as a match is that? So yeah, if we wind up doing my little toy photography idea, where I supplement these streams with a little mini YouTube video about like getting a hero shot, a box-worthy shot of these models myself. Well, we need some accessories to go with it, I felt. Also, when I was going through my old Lego, my existing old Lego box, I found this, which is opened, but I've actually never built it. The bag is still inside. And I got this, I think I got a second one of these, which is why I didn't open this one. But many years ago, I did a little promotional thing for Lego. And they sent me a few sets, just as a sort of thank you for doing a good job. I mean, I got paid for it, of course, but they also sent me a few Lego kits, and this is one of them they sent me. It's not a particularly complicated kit, but I like the kind of concept of Space Police having a Space Police canine robot dog. And the minifig's kind of cool as well, so we'll slap that one together. I must remember it. I made my name change request for the Discord. Over there is all coolsies. Don't mind being called Dablo. I think I normally call you a Nero. Is that a problem? I mean, is that... I guess Nero is gendered as far as the name goes, isn't it? Alright, I'll try and default to Dablo then. Rin you said, right? God, I've already forgotten. Jesus Christ. Rin. R-I-N, right? Let me scroll back up. See if I can find it. Rin. It is Rin. Cool. I'll try and find a mnemonic. Fuck. So I can try and remember that. I read 20 issues of Ultimate Spider-Man. The first 4 parts of X-Men. Disassembled event from... Nice. Anyone from Lego? Hint, if you're watching, we like Star Wars? Yes, we do. Don't have, like I said, I tried to get a Star Wars kit again today because I'm still in the Star Wars hype zone, but everything below like $100. I think the cheapest Lego Star Wars kit that I found sitting on the shelf, you know, aside from these ones, which I already have and we did yesterday, all the other Star Wars kits that were on the shelves that weren't sold out or gone were like minimum $130. That's way above the budget I had available for this right now. But yes, Lego, if you're watching, actually, I know for a fact Lego has been reaching out to adult creators to do stuff. I know one of my peers is doing something with them right now. I'm going to talk to him and see if I can get a path to a contact through Lego. Because if we're going to keep doing this, it would be nice to at least reach out and say, hey, Lego, this is what I'm doing. I'm buying the kits as it is, but if you wanted to sponsor the stream or supply a kit that you wanted to promote, it's worth asking. Worst case scenario, they say no. You're a potty mouth and we don't want anything to do with you. Best case scenario, I get some free Lego kits. No, actually, middle case scenario, I get some free kits from time to time. Best case scenario, they start just paying me to do this. In any case, it never hurts to reach out and ask. Worst case scenario, these brands just say no, or they ignore you completely. What have you lost? Like 5 minutes writing an email? No big deal. All right, guys, what should we do first? I feel like I want to keep the blind box. Actually, that's an idea, actually. We won't do it today because I've only got one. But if I could find a way to bulk buy these, or bulk obtain them from Lego, we could sort of do like some of the Pokemon streamers do, where when they reach certain numbers of subs for the day, or certain number or certain levels of donations and stuff, they open a box of Pokemon cards. And, you know, it's all exciting to see what you got, see if you got a rare one, all that kind of stuff. We could do the same thing with these if we can get lots of them. Injection molded joy sounds way too dirty. It's supposed to be. You know, me and my double entendres and puns. Nanoblock included, curious about it. Who else is up for the Nanoblock first? I've never actually built a Nanoblock. I've got a couple of Nanoblock kits, but I never actually built any of them. Bought them as keepsakes when I was traveling. Christmas is a hard time to get the pop kits. It's very hard. So I don't really celebrate Christmas. And haven't done in fucking 20 years, I guess. I mean, if I'm dating someone at the time or, you know, whatever, we'll exchange gifts, but I don't put up the tree. I don't celebrate it. I don't, you know, I'm not against Christmas. It's just not something I'm particularly interested in doing. So I often forget how close it is because I don't have any of the irregular pressures. I don't have to buy a bunch of gifts. You know, all my friends and whatnot, they understand that, you know, we don't do the gift exchange things between each other, and that's fine. But yeah, so I sometimes forget how close to Christmas we actually are. And when I went shopping for Lego yesterday, I suddenly realized. Let's do the Nanoblock. Okay, that's a couple of votes for Nanoblock. We'll do the Nanoblock first. Oh, yeah, Oculus Quest is sold out too. I went looking for one of those to see what the prices were like. Because now that they've got the connection kit with them and everything, I figured, well, there might be some potential for some videos there. I should check out what the prices are at the moment and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, they're just, you just can't get them. There's been a run. Actually, I think we'll stay with this screen today. Did you guys like the Not that one. This one. We did this screen yesterday. You see less with this, but we also record the chat with this one, which if I'm going to put these up on YouTube, I don't know, is that better? I'll leave it this. I'll try both ways, see what people like best. Let me zoom out a bit so I can pull this a bit closer to me. Also space, yeah. I'm the best at space. But yeah, the VR has had a surge. There's a lot of VR stuff that's sold out at the moment. Because when I saw that the Quest had sold out, I went looking at the other stuff, see how that was doing. And I've said this before a couple of weeks ago on my stream. When Half-Life Alex, is it? Whatever the VR one is called. When that was announced, I had a real big surge on all my old VR videos. The hardware reviews in particular, of course. Because there's a lot of people buying buying VR hardware because Half-Life's coming. So, yeah, I think it might be time for me to look into doing more VR content because there's obviously viewership waiting there. Man, there are a lot of pieces in here. I thought this was a fairly simplistic kit, but I forget how small everything is. Alright, I wonder if they separate this into stages in the packets. Or do we have to open everything at once? Nope, we have to open everything at once because look. Oh my god. Oh my god. There's so many pieces in this. I am... Alright, let's move all this stuff out of the way. Gonna need way more room than I thought here. How many pieces is this? Does it say? This is a limited edition, by the way. I didn't know that. That's kind of cool. Probably can't even get these anymore. Doesn't tell me how many pieces. Someone Google this real quick. Nanoblock Space Shuttle. See if you can find it. Maybe the website mentions how many pieces there are. But I feel like there's a few hundred at least. Half-Life Alex is finally making VR more mainstream. VR being more mainstream means more software, meaning, yeah, exactly. It's good for us all. Still happy with Oculus Go? Yeah, I still use it just for basic content consumption. Not for gaming, though, of course, because it sucks at gaming. Anyone who thinks VR isn't all that cool has never tried it or thinks it doesn't get much better than Google. Exactly. Google Cardboard did a lot of damage as far as people's concept of the quality of VR or the experience of VR. I might have to... No, I can tear these. I was going to say I'll get up and get some scissors, but I think we'll be fine. I'm going to regret pouring all this out, I know it. I wonder how much extra we're going to have. Can you turn this over so I don't have to pull past the seam? Oh, Christ. Make my desk is properly, entirely level. Runaway bits. Stop, please. I haven't played Boneworks yet, no. Hearing mixed reports about it from those I do know have played it, though. I'll have to rename BluntNate the Trans Whisperer. What? I missed the context of that. I mean, we are trans-friendly around here, but I don't know what you're talking about. Something I've been working on for a while. I figured it was about time to settle on a new name. Ah, okay. $580 pieces. Wow. That's almost as... I mean, that's only like 200 shy of that massive X-Wing. Well, I'd say massive. It's not massive, but big. some semblance of organization. Bonework sold like 200,000 in the first couple of days. Really? That's kind of cool. I think the transistor, I like it. Well, I mean, we do have, we are kind of over-representation statistics-wise of trans people around here, aren't we? I think there's like 5 or 6 of you. Plus, I don't know if they've come out to the community in general, but I do know we have at least one ace around here. I don't know if we have any gender-neutral peeps. Not pushing it to sort of come out at the moment, but I do kind of like that we have just a wonderfully diverse set of people here, and all. I think the thing I feel most proud of is everyone feels just super comfortable about just talking about that shit here. Nobody ever gives anyone else grief about it, and we all understand that if that ever does happen, they'll be banned in nanoseconds because BluntNate don't tolerate that shit. I'm very intolerant of intolerance. Well, I settled on Rin as a transitional name, as a slight mod and corruption on my birth name, and has a link to part of my dad's side of the family. Oh, that's kind of nice. I thought it sounded a bit Japanese. I thought you were going a bit weeb on it. That's an even better explanation. I was saying to Renelia, you're like moths to a flame. I don't understand that. It's empty. Well, this bag is different. This bag is not heat sealed like the other ones for some reason. In fact, what the hell is up with this bag? Where's the seam? How do I open this one? It's like, oh, there it is. Did you see earlier, BluntNate? I got a Clara now. I mean, yeah, I saw that. You still mind if I call it Izzy? I think Izzy's kind of cute. I like saying it. Clara's easy to remember because Doctor Who. Oh, wow. So these aren't all just basic brick pieces. Like, all of these are basic brick pieces. Just standard brick pieces. But Nanoblock does have a few specialist pieces by looks of things. We've got some ball and socket joints here. I wonder where they're going to be used on this. And yeah, pretty much all the ones that are left are standard too. Yeah, I think next, if I ever do nanoblocks again, what I might do is get some sort of tray, just with a lip on the edge, like a big baking tray or something, to do this, because yeah, these things are gonna, before we're done here, we're gonna lose some of these components on the floor, and I'll never see them again. I just know it. Especially these ones are prone to roll about. Let's put these, no, not up next to the fan. Put these over here. Okay, we are. Let's just sort of get these into one layer if we can, make things easier to spot. All right, I feel pretty confident about that, ish. Hey, Jesper. I chose it because Clara was sold, so yeah, I figured that might be the case. I know for a fact you're a big... what is the fandom name for Doctor Who? Wow, holy shit. This is all the instructions you get. It's not a little booklet, it's just one sheet. Oh, this is expert mode right here. It's not even front and back. The back is blank. It's just... Holy shit. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Expert mode. Whovian, thank you. Whovian is the collective noun for Doctor Who fans. I started disliking J.K. Rowling as a person years ago. Yeah. She's a bit politically problematic from time to time. But like I said in the Discord, I mean, George Lucas isn't generally politically problematic, but George Lucas is a bit of a tool. But we still love Star Wars, so it's not so hard to separate what Harry Potter means to you versus J.K. being well, I mean, she got accused of being a TERF. I don't know whether that name necessarily applies to her, but TERF-like behavior anyway. Pretty shitty. Trying to gaslight. Whatever, JK. Go sleep on your gajillions of dollars. Right. Where do we start? Well, we're separated into external tank, which is 3 pieces of instruction. Solid rocket boosters, which is 6 steps. Orbiter, combined pieces, side view, launching pad, finished. And this isn't even the toughest version that they have. You can see once we get some focus, this is a level 3 out of 5 kit. So yeah, Nanoblock's not for the faint of heart. I wonder what a level 5 kit looks like. Right, so let's make a start here. I need some of these. Three of those. No, wait. 2 of those and a 4x. And then as soon as we get a base layer going here, it'll at least stick together. Oh wait, that's not even the base layer I'm building here. God damn it. Move those up. So I need... Bloody hell. Okay, let's fold this up so I can get a close look at this. Okay. So the middle layer of this is... What the hell? These can... Yeah, Lego do instructions very, very well. Nanoblock, not as well. Okay, here we go. I think I'm on task here. So if we go like that. And then I need a 4B. Once I get started here, we'll be alright. It's just getting the start and sort of getting to grips with the way they do their instructions is the part. Because this is the first, like I said, the first Nanoblock I've ever built, and they laid out their instructions differently to how Lego do it, so. There we go. Like that, like that. There's that one there that locks it all together. Hadn't seen that J.K. Rowling thing, what a moron. Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. Harry Potter isn't even that good. Yeah, I never read the books. I was dating a girl who was reading the books, and I sort of read a like half a chapter, and I was not that impressed with the... I mean, obviously it's written for kids, but it felt like it was talking down to the kids. And I didn't appreciate that, but I like the movies, they're quite fun. And of course our sweet and lovely Hermione Granger, she's extremely supportive of the entire rainbow. So we can hang on to that from the Harry Potter fandom. We can get a good grip on that and tell JK to bugger off. Oh man, it's already falling apart in my hands. The clutching power of these bricks is not equivalent to Lego. Right, okay. We're starting to get a more stable base going here. Fiddly, fiddly, fiddly. Level 5 one's probably some sort of galactic craft level difficulty. Yeah. The level 5 one is a Death Star made from nothing but these. Took a look at the Death Star. If you haven't been on my Twitter today, there's a little video of me doing an orbit of one of the current Death Star model, the open Death Star model, where it has all the little floors and a fighter bay and all that kind of stuff in it. Looks so cool. But again, I just don't have the room for it here, so I can't even feel tempted by it. I've got nowhere to put the damn thing. Okay, so that's the first 2 levels done. Now we see it like this. Man, it's very difficult to tell what they want me to do here. I might even give up on this. These instructions are fucking terrible. Okay, so it looks like you want these here. Like so. And these to lock the rest in. What? How does that even work? I can't do that. Oh, I see. We want... These instructions are just not on the same level as Lego. Oh, Christ, falling apart already. Okay, not like that. So you have that, those, and then another set of these. Wait, how does that even work? For fuck's sake! What? Are these supposed to be staged out? Already getting frustrated by this. Have you ever tried building metal earth kits? Don't even know what they are. Metal earth kit. Another type of building toy, presumably. Oh! Oh, for fuck's sake. Tom! Alright, I think I'm back on track here. Okay. I guess I have nostalgia for the books over the movies. Would spend many a night rereading them, whilst the movies kind of take a toll for me to watch. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I had a look at the responses on Twitter to her tweet, and I saw so many sad stories of trans people saying, "Hey, JK, you just kind of broke my heart here. Have you ever tried not being a colossal cunt?" Okay, I think that is step 1 done. Next, we double up on that by the looks of things. Good grief, these are terrible instructions. Okay. So we reseal like this by the looks of things. Metal earth has super low durability metal sheets with cutouts for folding. They break super easy and require the precision of a robot, not to mention that instructions are incredibly hard to read. I saw a few metal-based kits on Amazon when I was looking around. I don't know whether they were branded Metal Earth, but they were like some Star Wars stuff that came up when I was searching for Star Wars building toy. Looking for the Lego stuff. So I don't know whether that's that, but yeah, I saw a few. I mean, they kind of look like you would build something out of cardboard, but it's metal sheet instead. Yeah, they didn't seem particularly fun. Actually found some old Legos. They're called Lego Quattro. They're super big, not like the original Legos, small and whatnot. Lego Quattro. I'm not familiar with those. I know Duplo. Duplo is those like huge bricks they make for preschoolers, so they can't swallow the damn things. Alright, where am I here? Okay, so that's that part done. Let me go down again. I went looking for that Mega Bloks Enterprise D that I was talking about yesterday. Can't get it anymore. But they do have the original series Enterprise. I haven't ordered it yet, but it's about $80 American. The review I saw of it seemed like it was a pretty terrible build and not very robust, but it looks awesome. It looks like a much better build than the Enterprise D I had, which I loved, but wasn't a particularly good the construction. But I might get the Enterprise. Right, how does that even work? God damn it. Oh, I see. So this doesn't go here. That goes in this second. Ow! God damn it, I'm sick of knocking this block off. Alright, so that's... Wait, what the fuck? Hang on, I've done this all wrong again. These instructions are truly spectacularly terrible. Desperately unclear. Where's my knife? Yeah, I don't know if I've ever been as baffled by instructions on a construction toy before. Oh man, it's just not holding together very well either. So like that. Nope, I've done something wrong again because that doesn't fit. That's not where it's supposed to be. Ow. Ow. Don't fall apart. Oh, Nanoblock. You have some lessons to learn from your friends in Denmark. Well, it's not the lack of copying Lego. These are just almost tiny Lego, but the clutching power's different because they haven't done the underside right. For fuck's sake, what am I doing here? This. Well, that's not going to be very secure. Right, that, and that. Now, okay, back on track again. I think, possibly, hopefully. Well, again, that's not going to hold very securely. Why is there no overlap? Gotta have overlap in your constructions, otherwise they fall apart. Lego would never build like this. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's the next layer done correctly. Possibly. Yeah, it's... The instructions are just... There needs to be more steps, and it needs to be better laid out, is the issue. The build, like the shape of it seems to be coming on quite nicely, but just working out which blocks they want where is just weird. Reminds me a bit of the Mega Block instructions, actually. They were never particularly good. But yeah, they're doing like... There's 4 layers in one step, is what they're trying to do here. And one of the layers is already attached. But you have to build that layer, then... It's just... Ugh. Right. So I'm there. Now comes this stage, which I've done there. Need the 4B, which goes there. Alright, now I think we're on symmetry. Now we get the central ones to close up the cavity. Like so. And another set below that. Right, I'm starting to get into the headspace of how they're doing these instructions, but they are not good. Wait, what? Nope. Spoke too soon again. Well, that's never going to work. How have I managed to get that wrong? Or... Damn it. I feel so dumb. Mega Block, I mean Nanoblock. Screw you for making me feel dumb. I'm good at Lego. You're making me feel like bad. Is this the way you want it to? Yeah, I think this is... Bloody hell. Don't know if I'm going to... I mean, the other kit I've got for Nanoblock does seem like a very much simpler build than this, to be fair. Okay, so... Right, I see where I went wrong there. Okay. That goes there. Now we need the ball socket piece. There. And there. And then a 4 at the end to finally seal that. Nope. Come on. There it goes. Alright, let's give it a big squeeze. Yeah. Okay. External tank taking shape. Now we need... That goes there. Another 4B. There. And then that creates the overlap to lock them together properly. Good. Now we're getting somewhere. And we need 2 little... What shape are they? This, yeah, okay. Those are these. Where do you need those? First one goes there. Second one, I think, goes there below the seam. Okay, we have 1 external fuel tank. Main booster tank. Let's put that aside. So I said get a tray with dividers. It's not finding the parts that's the issue. It's the order of operations in the instructions that's the issue. Alright, let's try the rocket boosters next. In fact, let's fold this in half so I can see if I can just, there we go, get some clarity here. Okay, rocket boosters. Okay, we start. I have to build 2 at a time on this, by the way, because it doesn't tell you to build 2 until you get to the last step. Let's do both at the same time. My God. I mean, you got to remember, alongside this, I have the fingers of some kind of semi-hominid ape creature. I got big hands. Okay. It's not my eyes that are letting me down here. I'm actually pretty okay with these small instructions, small pieces. I can see everything perfectly clear. I'm not struggling old man style to see what I'm doing. It's my sausage fingers that are letting me down. They need to find someone with a degree in engineering. I need someone who's good at writing instructions. No, the engineering is okay. Like, this... Come on, focus, please. Focus, please. Seriously? There we go. You know, this general shape, as far as being made out of regular blocks goes, for the main booster, I don't have a problem with this. But the instructions, it's the instructions more than anything else that, I mean, look. Step 1, where is it? Over here. Step 1 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers. I mean, this is a decent example, and this is easy to follow, but the booster was less clear. You know, this. It's not the most terrible thing I've ever seen, but Lego do it so much better. But because, I guess, they're trying to save space, they don't do a multi-stage manual. But yeah, that would be the one thing I would change about these guys is just get someone from Lego to teach you how to do instructions properly. Lego should make an instruction booklet on how to make instruction booklets. Even IKEA do better instructions than this. Okay. 2 down. Next we need... Okay, it looks like... Those don't go anywhere. Stop. Stop. Hey. Oh, Let me put this there to stop them rolling away. Oh! Nope. That's that one. Okay. Man, these are fiddly little buggers. I mean, Christ almighty, look at this. It's crazy. Okay. And they are separated by 4B plates. Lego have been perfect at instructions with the case. I haven't... I've been confused by Lego instructions maybe 3 times in my entire life. And that's like 4 decades worth of building Lego stuff. I remember the Ultimate Collector Series X-Wing was a bit tricky, but that was a very complicated build. That was, you know, a legitimately expert level build. And I had to deconstruct part of that along the way because I had misaligned something. And I'm pretty sure that was my fault, not the instructions' fault. The Ultimate Collector Series Yoda was a tricky build too. That, like this, was made entirely out of standard little tiny, you know, 1B3s and 2B3s and 2B2s and 4B2s and all that sort of... It was made entirely out of plates, basically. So it was a very long process build because it was, you know, the Yoda stood about a little over a foot high. It had just many layers. It was built like a 3D print, basically, just layer after layer after layer of plates. But man, what a satisfying build that was. Alright, so we do that again. Those. I guess one thing that this has above Lego is these parts are so small, they probably don't have to put a choking hazard warning on the box. Because the smallest neck alive could just swallow these without touching the sides. Maybe the design document was to make it as complex as the real thing. You know what? I think I could follow NASA construction documents easier than this. I rather suspect they were designed to be very easy to follow, so there was no possibility of making some mistake that would cause things to, I don't know, explode shortly after launch, killing 4 scientists. Oh wait, is it too soon to make a Challenger joke? I think it's always going to be too soon to make a Challenger joke. Jesus Christ. That was heartbreaking. Who was around for that? Who's old enough in chat to remember watching the Challenger launch on TV and just seeing it go poof, and you stood there in disbelief going, holy shit, what just happened? Man, that was a bad day. Okay, so now it looks like we need a bunch of these. Has the condescending Allen wrench. Parents should give the kids a Lego Quattro. There's no way in heck you could choke on these. Yeah, still no idea what Lego Quattro is. I wonder if it's just another name from Duplo from a different area of the world or something. Okay, so a set of those. And another set of those. Okay. Grief. I think after I'm done with this, I'm going to give nanosurgery a go. See if I can rejoin some severed nerve endings and shit like that. I'm ready for brain surgery after doing this. Give me a telepresence robot. I'll get it done. Maybe play Operation first. I was actually pretty good at Operation when I was a kid. Probably all the time I spent playing with Lego. Quattro as in 4, Duplo as in 2. Oh yeah! Hadn't occurred to me. Duplo is twice the size of a normal Lego. Did I know? I feel like I knew that at one point. But I feel like also that's brand new information, but suddenly it makes sense. Duplo is twice the size of normal Lego, isn't it? And Quattro would be 4 times. How interesting. Maybe I have seen Quattro then, because I do remember seeing some very large Lego blocks in my primary school once. And remembering thinking, well, those are bigger than Duplo. I wonder what they are. Some sort of off-brand thing. Apparently not. Okay, so that's that. Then we do another stage, but this time we are capped with the socket instead of the 2x2. Alright, I'm starting to feel a little more comfortable with this. This stage of the instructions is pretty straightforward and clear. Hopefully the rest flows as well. Alright, how many have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Come here. That's those and 2 more. Whoops. Stay. I was talking before about how last night I was going to watch the Lego movie, but I felt too tired. I didn't want to fall asleep. The Lego movie 2, I was going to say. What I did watch, though, was James May's Toy Stories. You guys ever see that little mini-series of shows? And of course the one I watched last night was the one where he built a full-size house out of regular Lego. They fudged it a bit. It was actually pretty fascinating to watch. Okay, there's that. And then that gets capped like that. Okay. I'm watching a lot of James May recently. Damn, I've just started looking at Lego Star Wars sets. I have a feeling I know how this is going to end. Yeah. I posted on Twitter yesterday when I went to the Lego store in desperation hunt, just trying to find the sets I was after that we built yesterday. I'd literally been avoiding going into because that Lego store in Bondi Junction hasn't actually been open that long. Maybe a year and a half. And I've been avoiding going in there since it opened because I knew as soon as I went in, it would start my Lego addiction all over again. And of course, here we are, 2 days in a row, I bought new Lego kits. But I guess I can justify it yesterday because the donations that came in made it economically worthwhile to buy Lego and do a stream on Lego. So that made it quite easy to justify going out and buying more today. That's the way my brain works. In my 6th grade English class, we had a Sega Genesis / Mega Drive. During recess, we got to play on it. Yeah, we never had that when I was a kid. I mean, the best we had was some Macs in the computer lab. Watched the first few episodes of The Witcher on Netflix last night. Yeah, we talked about it earlier. I haven't seen him any yet. Not great. Not as bad as it could have been. Yes, that's pretty much the... What someone else... Was it Izzy said earlier? Someone said earlier. It was better than they expected it to be, but they weren't exactly praising it either, so... Middling is a good start. It's fine, yeah. The stream just inspired me to get an Airfix model kit. Yeah, I've been thinking about that too. If we're going to do more streams like this... I've already been talking to the Elgato guys about finding out when more of those arms, because the Elgato Flex arms are sold out at the moment. So I wrote to one of my Elgato guys earlier today saying, "Hey, I did this Lego thing yesterday. I think I'm going to do more of them. Do you have any idea when the Flex arms are going to be in stock again, so I can get some more, so I can set this up a little better than I have." But yeah, they're not till the new year apparently. But yeah, that's something else I've been... If we're going to do this kind of thing more often, I could also use it as an excuse to get into some model kits, Airfix and Gundams and all this kind of stuff that I've been wanting to fiddle with for years, but if I can justify it as content, it makes it easy for me to spend the money on that stuff. It's content. Okay, so stage 3 is just repeating that again. And with 3 layers of 3 pipes. Okay, so I'm going to need way more of these. Let's just get this out of the way so I can just pull these down here. Okay, so I'm going to need... Where am I? 1, 2, 3... Where's all my little tubies gone? Oh, there we go. Whoops. Steady. 1, 2, 3. That's one side. 1, 2, 3. That's the other side. Okay. Henry Cavill's great. Yeah, I mean, he is a good actor. I didn't like his Superman, but that wasn't his fault. That was the writing and directing, not Cavill the actor. Yeah, so I was expecting his performance to be quite good. But, you know, it took 3 seasons of Gotham before it got even remotely watchable. So if Witcher starts out as okay, then that's promising at least. I mean, I didn't particularly like Arrow in the first season either, but I wound up really liking that show. And the main reason I didn't like Arrow in the beginning is because it wasn't... Well, he just wasn't Oliver Queen Green Arrow as I knew him from any form, animated or comic. He was much more Batman, but we can't afford the Batman license because Batman's in movies right now. So we're not allowed to be Batman, so we'll make the Green Arrow into Batman instead. But it eventually found its footing and justified its earlier thematics and stuff like that in really quite a satisfying way. But yeah, like I said, the point is, even if Witcher Season 1 is not that fantastic, if it's okay, it's a promising start. It took me 3 tries just to get through Episode 1, Season 1 of Game of Thrones, because I found that so tedious. It took me years to get into that show. Kept trying to get into it, just finding out what all the fuss was about, and that first episode is just so tedious. It's just boring. Alright. Trying to compress this and get it straight without making it explode in my hands is tricky. We need one more layer. Arrow took a while to get into. Gave up initially, went back to it, and then loved it. Yeah. I figured, as much as I didn't like what they were doing to Green Arrow, Oliver Queen, it was at least still a much better show than Gotham, for example. And I stuck with Gotham for a long time. I hate watched Gotham for years. Because, you know, I'm... Out of all the superheroes, I'm a bigger Batman fan than anything else, really. Batman and Superman are probably read in equal measure. But yeah, I stuck with Gotham, and I hate watched Gotham, just hoping and hoping and hoping that it would just get better. And it was fully 3 seasons before it got interesting, let alone good. I still have no idea how Jada Pinkett Smith keeps getting jobs. She is so terrible. She's a very bad actor. Just awful. Just horrible to watch. No charisma. 0 talent. Right, where are we? So that's 3 stages of that. Cool. Let's do the second one. Was Jada Pinkett Smith... Was she a working actress before she married Will Smith? Or is she only getting jobs because she married someone famous? No idea. But she's fucking terrible. As soon as she was gone off Gotham, I was much happier. Gosh, she was just the worst part of that show. They should have just made it year 1. Yeah. I would love... For a television series adaptation of the Batman Year 1 comic, it would be so good. Well, it should be so good, but you never know. Walked away from Gotham right as it got good because something else came around. Never went back to it. Yeah, I mean, it never got especially good. It was always... just way too camp for its own good. It tried to be dark and camp at the same time, and it never found a balance. But it did do some pretty fun stuff, sort of in the late to middle parts. But, you know, I don't know. I don't know whether I'm ever going to rewatch Gotham. I don't know whether I could get through those first couple of seasons, even knowing that it gets better. Had a similar thing with Smallville, actually. Smallville, I mean, it was never as bad as Gotham. But Smallville's first season especially pretty bad in retrospect. I watched it because I fucking love Superman. But it was just sort of Monster of the Week crap, and it wasn't very interesting, and I was frustrated at the pacing of it, and I just wanted Superman. I just wanted Superboy, and it was never going to be that. But the trick to shows like that is, and the current DC Universe shows help with this, is you have to look at them as pocket universe versions and Elseworlds, if you will. As long as you sort of frame it up like, well, this isn't the Batman or Superman or Arrow. This isn't the guy I know. This is just kind of an alternate version from a separate universe, and you can enjoy it in its own merits. And as soon as I started doing that with Smallville, because that's when this sort of it first occurred to me that I should sort of view the shows like that. As soon as I started looking at Smallville as an Elseworlds tale, that it was never going to go where I wanted it to go, it was never going to be my Superman, I started to enjoy it a lot more. Like, a lot more. And Michael Rosenbaum as Lex Luthor in that show is just one of the most fantastic things. He just stole every scene he was ever in. Fishman, he was a terrible character? Oh, yeah. I don't know whether the character was terrible, but certainly everything Jada Pinkett Smith ever did was bad. But I remember Pee Wee Herman was the Penguin's father or something. Yeah. Which made a kind of glorious sense. Okay, stage 4. I need another 2 stages of those columns and another cap. But no, Pee Wee Herman, and whose real name I forget, he's actually a legitimate actor in his own right. Mystery Men was one of the first non-Pee Wee roles I saw him in, and he was fantastic in that. Mystery Men is just one of the low-key one of my favorite films. Kind of a superhero parody kind of thing. And it's so clever in so many ways. I haven't watched it in years. I need to rewatch that. I definitely hate watch Supergirl. Actually, I quite like Supergirl. The first season was not very strongly written. It was really, really heavy-handed with the girl power stuff. Like every episode, there was like 7 different times where someone would say, "Oh, and she's a girl. Don't forget she's a girl. She's a girl and she's doing this. Look how girly girl power, girl." And I mean, I'm not against that, obviously. I love that there's a superhero show about this magnificently powerful woman, compassionate and caring and thought, the whole thing. But at the same point, there's a cleverer way to write that, so you get the message across without alienating the people you're actually trying to reach with it. But yeah, the writing in Supergirl is pretty dumb, but the show is actually pretty fun. Okay, so now I need some 2x with a center stud. 2 of those. No, we need 6 in total, because we're making a nose cone of sorts. Now we have to be careful about orientation here. So we line those the other way around. Like so. And there's a... Man, is that a square stud, circle stud? I think we got a square and then a circle. So one of these. And then capped with one of these. Alright, one of our solid booster rockets is now complete. Let's do the other one. I'm actually starting to enjoy this. The instructions for this section are much better than the first section I built. And I'm rather enjoying the repetitive nature of this section. Kind of calming. Supergirl is a bit dumb? Yeah, it's pretty dumb. The writing is pretty dumb. And this, the latest season in particular, the writing hasn't been especially dumb compared to the rest of the show. But it's been just, every episode is just endless monologues and people crying. Monologues and crying has been the entire fucking season, and it's so tiresome. You can do that once in a while, have a big emotional outlet episode, but it's every episode. People just crying at each other with these huge monologues about how friendship should be, and it's just, ugh, come on. Be better. Okay, I think that is... Nope, not quite. We have one more piece to go on the bottom of the solid boosters to lock in those. Why was that not part of the original stage? Oh wait, this is supposed to be clear. Don't know why that wouldn't be colored red or something to suggest a rocket, but okay. There we are. So there's your focus. Focus. I need to swap that out for a different camera. It's one of the Sony RX100 models is doing this, which is, you know, the image quality is good, but the focus is a little sluggish sometimes. Let me just bring that exposure down for you. There we go. So there you go. Solid booster rockets. Right, what's next? Looks like actual orbiter is next, aka the Shuttle. This will be interesting. Right, so let's start here. That. Where are we? Like so. And boop-a-doop. We need more super shows written with intelligence? Yeah. Yeah, we do. Okay, that goes there. Motivational lizard has arrived. Alright then. Amazing Bird says motivational lizard has arrived. I don't need any motivation. I'm feeling pretty motivated. But thank you all the same. Okay. That goes there. Oh, you know what? I'm doing this backwards. I really should start at the bottom level, even though the instructions seem to indicate otherwise. Oh, Jesus. I'm in concentration mode, Wake. What are you doing? Thank you for the bits. What am I building today? I'm building the Nanoblock Space Shuttle. That's the first thing we're building today. Probably going to build a few things today, but this is where we're starting. It's taken longer than I expected it to because I just wasn't prepared for how bad these instructions can be. They are certainly not on par with Lego's instructions. Okay, so that, and that. And then we get a black 2B at the top. Like so. And then that kind of there-ish. That kind of there-ish. You haven't seen Team America, yeah. Haven't heard of it. I was thinking of Marvel/DC stuff. Oh, no, Team America is a movie made by the South Park guys with Thunderbird-style puppets. It's Pretty wacky. In a word. Wacky's one word for it. Catastrophically politically inappropriate is another one. But very, very funny. Have you ever seen a sex scene with marionette puppets? Because you will in this movie. Alright, that looks like the base level for a shuttle to me. Now, how do we seal this all together in the next level? This is going to be a delicate process. Cool, so far so good. Okay, so da-da-da-da. And one of those. Coming apart at the seams here. Alright, and that's where these come in. Nailed it. Steady. Steady. Star Wars quotes. Jar Jar. Nope, ruined it. I'm out of alignment. Why would you ever put Jar Jar Binks anywhere close to military command? Never made sense to me. Sith mind tricks, surely. Okay. Where am I? To be right there. And then a 4B below that to seal on the edge of that. Okay. And then a 2B and a sideways 4B. For the final stage of the heat shield below there. Like so. Jar Jar is your spirit animal? God. Get out. Unsubscribe and go away. Hang on a sec. What have I done? Fixed it. No? Wait. Yes. No. There we go. Back on track. Okay, bottom two layers of the shuttle. Done. Now then. You want, by the looks of things, a grey piece right there. Are you inset or not? Can't tell. Honest to goodness, these instructions. No, not inset. Looks like it sits proud. Like so. Are we going to agree to Jar Jar as a Sith? I love the theory, but no. It's a fun theory, and it makes me laugh, but God, no. You can't explain away George's bad writing and poor judgment just with a crazy fan theory. Just accept that Jar Jar is very badly written and move on. Just get on with your life as best you can. I'm sure my spirit animal's Sonic Boom version of Tails. I'm never a big fan of Tails either, gotta be honest with you. Not that I played that much Sonic. Oh, hang on a sec. What's going on here then? Oh, I see. I missed a stage. Wait, what? Christ almighty, these instructions, guys. Fucking what? Okay. Is that what you need? Is that what you want? Is that how you like it? Get down there! I don't know if I can say it enough. Oh, for fuck's sake. These instructions are not good. Trying to cram in too much of the build all at once. And these goddamn bricks won't align properly. How do you screw that up? The most basic part of your building block. Make the blocks align with each other. Ow! Get on there! Where's it gone? There it is. Is there an alternate piece I can use here as something else better fit? No. This is the last one. Fantastic. No, it's not. Try this one. Nope, it just won't fit on there. Why? Okay, I'm gonna scream. Oh, gotcha. Aha. Oh, that part was painless. Wait, what? You literally... What? No, well that doesn't work. You can't hang a part mid-air like that. Okay. That could have been clearer as well. Ugh. Lego, no, I've never had this amount of frustration with Lego. Never. They do one thing at a time. I mean, they are so careful about making instructions clear. Sometimes one stage of an instruction is literally one brick. Just to make sure you don't screw it up. This is doing multiple layers of like 17 bricks at a time. And it's just so hard to follow. And the instructions aren't printed that well, so it's very difficult to see the divisions between the bricks they're put next to each other, so you can't figure out what dimensions they are and where they should be. And the lines joining the particular levels and stuff are just... No, that still doesn't work. What the actual fuck? You can't... Like, they've got one layer hanging in midair, but it can't possibly be. Or is that entire layer there supposed to be aligned forward? What the actual fuck are you doing? No, because that doesn't... That can't... That... Ah! Calm blue ocean, calm blue ocean, calm blue ocean. No, that can't work either, because if I push everything forward, that's going to fall off. What the actual seeping hell? This is so fucking confusing. It's making me feel dumb and I'm resentful. So if you are overlaid there, this is absolute position there. That is absolute position there. What? That aligns there. That means that has to go there. Which means that has to... The what? That makes... What do you... Is that how you like it? No, because then that doesn't... Ah! Nothing lines up properly. I've tried it 3 different ways, and I can't figure out how it wants to line up here. No, that is absolutely the way that should go, but that can't possibly be the way it goes because that misaligns everything else. It can't work like this. It literally can't. Fuck's sake. So that aligns with that. That aligns with that. Which leaves a gap back there, which is... Fucking what? It literally can't fit like that. I might have to start from scratch on this layer. That makes no sense. It's asking me to do something that is just... It doesn't... It just... Alright, so... What? Okay, I think I figured out. That's just such a dumb way to do that. Well, no, that can't work either. Because then... You guys having fun? I'm having fun. Contrary to... No. If I do it like that, it might work. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. You're having fun, Wait? Good. Man, if nothing else, I mean, we heaped some praise on LEGO yesterday about the way they did their build. And if nothing else, this just... I could probably just... Ow! Pointy! I need to... Come loose, you fucker. Lego make a brick separator tool. Nanoblock definitely need a brick separator tool. Right. Okay, so that goes down to there. Well, that can't work either! Ah! What the hell? That's physically... just... Okay, this is all coming apart. We're starting from scratch here. Something just doesn't add up here. Oh yeah, the quality of the clutching power is absolutely lower. They don't fit together as well as Lego. They don't hold as well, except when they do, and then they hold way too well. And the biggest issue with Mega Bloks I'm finding is... The underside, unlike Lego, are stripped, which means there's no solid alignment for a start. They can slide back and forth, which is making a lot of alignment very difficult because two of these next to each other aren't necessarily going to line up properly, whereas Lego have very cleverly designed it so it's impossible to misalign something by sliding up and down a rail. And I wonder if that's... I mean, as far as I'm aware, the Lego patents are long expired. So there's nothing to stop Mega Bloks from just copying that concept to their own blocks to make this actually work properly. But who knows, maybe there are some odd little builds that they do that rely on that slippage to deliberately misalign blocks. Okay, starting from scratch. And yeah, they're extremely tiny. Like, let's see here. Do I have an example of Lego's? Here we go. Let me get Lego's smallest standard block. That's the kind of scale we're dealing with here. Okay, one more time. That and that. That and that. That's pretty straightforward. You've got a piece at the nose end. Like that. These overlap by 2 blocks, like so. Oh, I think that's the mistake I made, actually. That one there, I think I put that too far back. That might have been the base of all of my issues. Which is partly my fault, and partly these lousy instructions. I know I've ducked out of camera view here, but bear with me. Okay. So the back end of that layer lines up with the first end of that layer, which means this has to go here. Oh, for fuck's sake. Fiddly little bitch. This better look good when it's done. Ow. Pointy bitch. Keep everything aligned so you don't get confused. Okay, so that. And this one to bind those 2 parallels together. Get on there! And that's where these come in. Now this is the key part. Get these aligned. Please. Like so. So, right, I think we're back. The design's probably trademarked, if I'd guess. Well, I mean, yeah, the Lego have, like, for their block, they have, well, they used to have about 12 different patents of different ways of doing the exact same thing, but they all expired years ago. Like, literally, the patents are expired. There's a whole big thing about it. Right, so I can't see what bloody hell's going on here. So there's a 2 and then a 4, definitely. See, that's the other issue. They're multi-stage in one step instructions, but also they're so poorly printed, it's hard to see, particularly with the white blocks, where the, you know, what shape the blocks are. There's a 2x2 and a 2x4 next to each other. You can't see the barrier properly. It keeps throwing me off. Okay, so this. Right, I think. I think that's right. Kind of hard to tell. Right, so does that leave me with enough space? It leaves me with too much space. Right, to the best of my ability, I think I've done that right. Now, these so. Okay. Let me put my head back on camera for you. So that like that. Then the 2B. That at least makes mechanical sense this time. Like so. Number 3. Which does not make mechanical sense because it doesn't cross the barrier. What? No! For fuck's sake. Okay. That was a simple mistake. But again, that's so dumb. The biggest issue I'm having here is the way this is built is so ass backwards from how Lego join layers together so it's structurally strong. They're just going about this such an ass backward way, so it all feels so rickety. Like it can and will fall apart on you. And Lego designers are so good about cross-joining layers so they're structurally extremely strong. Does that make sense? That makes more sense. Except when you get to that bit. Which is... that? What? And then 2 3Bs just hang off the edge of that? Just in space? God, that's so janky! How are you ever going to secure that properly? That was one step, by the way. Those 3 layers, one step of the instructions. That would have been 8 pages or more in a Lego instruction book. Not one step. Okay. Let's see if we can get this layer right first time. So that steps in one set of stud. And then we have 2B2. Like so, and then a 2B. And then a 3B. And then a 4B. This is such an ass backwards way to do this. It's starting to kill me. There is such a better way. Oh well. Stop whining and get it done. Okay. So that's... what the hell? That doesn't seem smart. Look at this. baffling. What part even is that? Is that these? No. There we go. Attach is shown. Yeah, this is one of those attachment parts where it can't possibly work like that. One of the studs is off center because they've used... Come on, focus. Focus, please. Please fucking focus. Finally. Yeah, see how the one stud there and the 3B black on there, it's a half a stud off. And that's where they're taking advantage of the way they've done these slippy slidey bullshit things. You have to orientate this a certain way around to accommodate that. Otherwise, you get that way around, it won't do it. That way around, it will. It's just... It's so janky. And so dumb, and it doesn't need to be that way. But I think we're there. Okay, that is layer 1 of instruction number 2 of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 layers in this one step. Fuck's sake. Okay, so looks like it goes there, right? No. It must go there, otherwise it doesn't make any sense. And then we get some 4Bs. Like so. At least it's starting to feel structurally sound now. Like it's not going to fall apart in my hands at any moment. It's starting to feel robust. And then we get 2 more of those half steps, which means there's another weird connection coming on in the near future by the feel of it. And then below that is a 3B and 2. Wait, what? No, that can't work either. How much? Okay, whatever. You're doing that weird thing again where everything's half a fucking step off. Man, I wonder if someone from Lego has ever built a Nanoblock set and just laughed their fucking ass off. I wonder if there's like a running joke around the Danish offices of Lego about just how dumb these people are in the way they do their instructions. Sorry, I was off camera there, wasn't I? I have to be more careful about that. Yeah, I think I might stick to Lego as far as building blocks go for future streams. If I wasn't on stream, this would still be frustrating, but I wouldn't feel as dumb because I wouldn't be exposing how many mistakes I've been making to all of you guys. I could just pretend I got it right first try and just post a pretty picture of the final model. And it would be all okay. Okay. And then I need some 3Bs. That said, now that this thing's actually taking a shape that is recognizable, I'm starting to be a little bit impressed by it. It is going to look pretty fucking cool. Even if it is janky and not fitting together particularly well. Because, you know, that's pretty much unmistakably a space shuttle at this point, isn't it? And how the hell is that supposed to be done? I just want you to look at this. Does that make sense to any of you? Because my brain is just farting on that one. Oh, they're stacked tall, not side by. Okay. Christ almighty. That was just not the way to indicate that. That's a bit jank. Does look cool though. Bits, thank you very much, Wake77. Even if I was sober, that still wouldn't have made sense. Yeah, it's it's a struggle. I have the strugles. Alright, so at this stage, it's asking me to join all the sections we have. So... tell me where part that is supposed to be, but I'll just put it there-ish. Yeah, didn't think this through either, did they? Ball and socket joints for the boosters. So they just kind of float around here. I guess once it's on the landing pad, they might sit a little bit more perpendicular and stuff, but I mean, that does, you know, that's pretty much unmistakably a three-stage rocket booster system with a shuttle on top. And that's taken us 2 hours to get there. Wow. Called an hour and 45, given the talk at the start. And I have all these pieces left. Right. Good grief. The launch pad. Okay, this is going to be fun. So... no. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the 5th is where that goes, and we go too high on those apparently. Like so. Gotta get this base layer right, otherwise everything's going to be out of alignment again. Okay, then there's another gap of 2, and we do that again. Easy-doop. Ski-doop. Right, sanity check. 4 gap there, 4 gap there, 2 gap there, 2 gap there, 2b2 on 2 pylons. Is that a 2 pylon? Because the rest are 3. Okay. Microsite gifting a sub to Mike 77. 11 subs have gifted out so far. Thank you very much, Night Crusade. Congratulations, Wake 7. D7. Gap of 2 and 1 there. Alright. Just wanted to get that done so I'm on target here. Put some peanut butter between a double stuffed Oreo. It's pretty good. I'm not a big fan of peanut butter. I like salted roasted peanuts, like beer nut style stuff. That's about as far as my peanut love goes. Let's get some love in the chat there for that sub right there. The gifted sub as it is. Thank you very much, Night Crusade. Very kind of you. Okay. And same spacing. Alright, and here where everything gets all off kilter. Let's see. So that comes out by 2 blocks, but inset by 1. Pretty sure I got that right. Oh! Don't know how many extra pieces I've got. Don't drop them. I hope to God they haven't shortchanged me on a piece. Alright, so next one is up 1 block from that, but across 2 like that, so it lines up those. Okay, that's correct. Okay, next one is up 2 and across 2. There? That doesn't seem right. No, we're out like that. That seems about right. Oh boy. So we got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. I was out by 1. There we go. Yeah, definitely going to stick to Lego for any future streams like this. I mean, I think I'll do more Nanoblock stuff in my own time if I ever find a set that I really like, but yeah, I think the Lego stream was more fun for you guys as well as for me, right? Viewership seems to indicate that. The Lego does have the Apollo 11. I did look at that. I did look at that when making my purchasing decisions. I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and on the 8th. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and on the 8th. Right there. Pretty sure that's right. Yeah, Lego also has a nice little, relatively cheap set. It's about 30-ish bucks, I think, 35, of a shuttle, but without the 3-stage booster rockets. It's just a shuttle and a lorry, basically, a truck with a lorry bed behind it to load it on. I quite like the design of that. It's another, I don't know whether it's in the creative suite, but it's another one of those ones that's made up of a lot of little regular pieces. But that is also one of the sets that's just impossible to find right now because Christmas. But it will be amongst the sets that I want to get to build on stream because it does look like a really cool set. And the shuttle looks amazing. And the truck looks very slightly like Optimus Prime as well. Let's line up with that. That seems about right. Introduce the Aston Martin DB5 and the Stardust Strider. Yeah, there's a few really good looking car models. The thing with the car stuff is I'm not really a car guy, so as much as I like those, I don't know whether I appreciate them as much as a car person might. I don't know. Down to across 2, which should give us a diagonal alignment. Okay, I'm pretty sure I've got our base level correct here, so hopefully that puts us on the right footing for the rest of this. For fuck's sake, what order am I supposed to do this in? There's a big oval here, but 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 3, 4. They can't even lay their instructions out in a way that makes sense. Step 8 is right next to step 2. 1, 6, 7, 2, 8. I mean, you're supposed to go down and down, but there's no delineation between the two. It's this pocket here, and then there's a diagonal here, and this pocket here, and whoever designed the layout of these... The instructions are bad enough, but the layout of the instructions are infuriating as well. Just the way they've tried to make it fit on the fucking paper. Oh my god, what the hell do you want from this? Alright, let's... I assume we start with that. Okay, so you want to be connected like that? That's not how Lego would do it. For cereal? What are you doing? That's such an ass backwards way to do this! Whatever. Where do you think you were going? Come here. Back up there. Okay. Pretty sure I've done that part right. Good. And this apparently sits diagonally here. Somehow. What the? How? Like that? What? Again, they're using their weird rail thing. No, that's not how that goes. And now I've ruined everything. Tricky little buggers. Okay. No. Oh, I hate this so much. Why are you trying to align things on diagonals? It's just a life of misery. There we go, I think I got it. Without everything falling apart. Kind of, almost, maybe. Sort of. What are you doing? What are you even doing? Okay, so I guess we just skipped a step there. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, the shuttle transporter, the Mars research shuttle looks good. Yeah, that's the one. Mars research, no wait. I think the Mars research shuttle is a different one. There's a few different shuttles I looked at because obviously I like shuttles. There's also a cheap little set that has kind of a satellite and mini shuttle kind of thing going on as well, which is kind of cool. Satellite looks like a cool design. I did actually see that on the shelf today, but decided against it. Okay. And on top of those, pillar of 3. Right. Now, that looks a grey piece with a double pillar on either end. Oh, dropped it. I'm actually mildly surprised I haven't had any of these pieces just fling off the table yet. That gap there. And that's a precarious build. That's delicate. So is this for that matter. This is already coming apart. There's nothing holding that on. Gravity is not doing that piece any favors. It doesn't look like it ever gets reinforced either. So weird. Right. So that top view looks like that, which is... and they can't even do the top view right. They've blued out pieces which are... okay, whatever. Not complaining. They're not doing it the smart way. Wait, what? Don't do... Oh my god. They've done it to me again. They've done 2 steps in 1 stage without any consideration of logic and order of operations. Man. I mean... Just, what are you doing? Time for a D-lurk alert, chat room. Everyone's gone all quiet on me. What are you doing? What's happening? What's happening? What are you getting up to? What's keeping you busy? Ow. Okay, I guess we do 4 pillars of that. Looking through the Fallout New Vegas Nexus, looking for some mods. Still! How many mods you got installed already? Yeah, I haven't had any luck with mods on my modded Switch for Pokemon Sword yet. As far as I'm aware, like I've followed several different guides and tutorials and such, but they just don't work. And I can't figure out why. It's so baffling. I've done everything precisely right as far as the instructions go. Right, so the next stage of this instruction is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Like 30 layers in 1 step is what they've designed here. You fuckers. You You absolute fuckers. Playing some heat signature. Too tired to sleep? Seem like a chill watch. It is a chill watch mostly. And I'm not screaming at it for being shitty. Shiny hunting. Yeah, I saw Ali post earlier today. She hatched a shiny Ponyta. So she beat me to the shiny in Pokemon Sword and Shield. I've been hunting thousands upon thousands. And she hatched one in like 77 eggs or something ridiculous. Too sick with jealousy to compliment her on it yet. Open Pandora's box. That is the Lego site. Yeah, that's. See, the big issue with the Lego site is you look at all the cool things Lego has, but you don't see the prices. That's why I browse for Lego on like Amazon and stuff, because you always see how much it is. So if you see a really cool thing and then you look at the price, you go, okay, maybe I won't get obsessed about that one. Maybe. I did see the 1989 Batmobile today in the Lego store. That $399 kit. What? Let me double check. Here's my photo. Yeah, $399.99. 1989 movie Batmobile. Remember a couple of weekends ago when we were streaming Pokemon, probably, and my mate texted me about that, and the whole stream came to a stop because I was just drooling. Yeah, I saw that sitting on the shelf in the Lego store early today. Posted about it on Twitter, and it turns out one of my mates, Digi, has actually bought that for himself, and the smaller version. I wish. Just the jealousy. But my God, it looks good. They didn't have a build on display, but I got a good look at the box and the box art on the front, which is better than the low-res picture that I was sent a couple of weeks ago. Prices for Lego sets can get ridiculous, yeah. I mean, this is also, a special collector's edition, special super duper license set and everything, You're not paying just for the cost of the parts and the time it takes to create, design, make instructions that make sense, all that kind of stuff. I mean, that's part of why Lego is so expensive. It's quality end to end, and it takes a lot of man hours for a lot of that stuff. Person hours, I should say. Be politically correct about it. But yeah, that's one of those special collector's sets. It's so pretty though. It looks just spot on. I forget what I paid for my Ultimate Collector Series X-Wing and Yoda back in the day, but I think they were more than that even. That was a treat to myself once upon a time. That's one of the things I'm sorest about when all my shit got stolen from the moving truck. Those two Lego kits, because they are literally irreplaceable. You just can't get them anymore. And I love them so much. They were so much fun to build, and I loved just having them up on the shelf and looking at it. And every now and again, I would operate the X-Wing's wings because they had mechanical, like I said yesterday, mechanical device where you twiddled a little knob on the back and the wings would fold and unfold in attack position. It was such a glorious set. The Yoda was awesome too. But the Yoda was non-functional. It was just a look at it kind of thing. hate where you can't align these properly. Anything of sort can get super pricey real quick. Yeah. I mean, you know, the same is true for any similar hobby. If you start building like Gundam model kits or Airfix or Scalextrics or train sets or any of these nerdy little creative pursuits where you spend hours bent over a table building something from a kit, all that kind of stuff. I mean, there's super cheap ways in, but as soon as you get like right into it, the prices can get just. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need 7 of those in total, so. Oh, hang on a sec, that's a different color. Come off, thank you. Need the dark grey ones. I hate losing irreplaceable stuff, yeah. And those weren't the only irreplaceable things. I had a porcelain Astro Boy that was a birthday gift. And that, you literally can't just get those anymore. It was a collector's edition to begin with. And I've just never seen them for sale, even secondhand anywhere. It was a Japanese import of a limited edition Astro Boy porcelain figure, hand painted the whole thing. I loved it. I mean, the person who gave it to me fucking broke my heart. But of all the things, of all the memories from that, that was one of the most precious things. Not just because it was rare and special and beautiful, but because I loved Astro Boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I made too many. Actually, we'll keep that one. I might need more. I don't know. These instructions are weird. Right, where am I doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just stack them up. Okay. Trains can be expensive quick, especially if you want specific engines. Yeah. Thomas and Friends. Really? Are you making a joke, or are the Thomas and Friends ones actually pricey these days? I actually don't know any train set people. I used to know some Scalextrics people. Or slot cars, as we tend to call them in Australia. But I never met anyone who was a basement train enthusiast. Seems more like a thing that's popular with in the UK rather than Australia. Who doesn't love Astro Boy? I mean, yeah. I do. Charm stolen that were only sold in Japan, and B, only available for a limited time. So it was only 2 charms. Yeah, I mean, I also had a first printing hardcover edition of Kingdom Come graphic novel. It wasn't exactly in mint condition, so it wasn't that valuable, like as a collector's item. But I fucking loved it because it was just one of my favorite things. That Kingdom Come comic series, graphic novel. And I have again, another irreplaceable one. You just can't buy it anymore in its original hardcover form. Oh shit. Didn't hear that hit the floor. Did it fall in my pocket? Nope. Okay. Might have lost that. Ooh. Don't know what just disconnected, but okay. Oh great, now my torch is dead. Where's my phone? Where are you? Nope. I hope we had extras of those because that's gone forever. I guess the good thing about nanoblocks is they are so small they probably won't hurt as much as Lego when I eventually find it in 4.5 months' time by stepping on it. Seriously, I didn't even hear it hit the floor. They're so tiny. Okie dokie. Let's see here. Do we... No, we don't alternate the bars. Oh man, this is going to pain in the ass. All this square is going to be interesting. Come on. Oh, the top level does actually have the pins on it. Okay. So I'm bad thing about Lego. Stepping on Lego can be used as some sort of torture method. You don't think Lego hurts when you step on it? Well, you've never done it right then. I regularly trip on... Oh, dice? No, dice is... Come on. Dice. Stepping on a dice is baby stuff. Alright, let's see if we can square these up a bit. That's the thing about these, again, because of the way they design the underside of the block, there's so much play in the way these sit together. Alright. Launch gantry. Looking not bad. Alright, step. What? What is that supposed to be? That's interesting. Alright, let's see if we can figure this one out. I was happy there for a while. Plugging away at a simple task. But now the instructions get confusing again. Alright. Square up, please. Thank you. And single jobby. Come on. Whoop. Now let's say... Oh, man. It's all off square again. Imagine waking up in the morning and your bed is just surrounded in Legos. Well, I mean, multiple Legos is not bad. An individual Lego sits proud. You get a sort of a carpet of Legos. And it's like the whole firewalking thing, because the load is spread, or the bed of nails. Because the load is spread evenly across your entire foot and multiple Legos, it wouldn't hurt as much. It's that one solitary Lego that's the dangerous one. The one that focuses the entire weight of your body on just one corner of the Lego piece. That's the danger mode. What the hell? Oh, these instructions are so bad! How? Is that horizontal or vertical construction? You can't even tell. Alright, so the base layer is like that. And then what? That, I guess? There needs to be a supercut of the stream of it, just every time I go, what? Confusion and frustration, trying to figure out what these instructions are actually trying to tell me to do. Square up, please, without sliding around. Like that, and then a crossbar, I guess. How does... No. What? What? They're not even aligned correctly. That? Well, that doesn't make any sense to me. This is... we're just in frustration territory again. So if that goes there... and the end of that bar, there's a single one. What are you trying to accomplish here? And then... is it a light grey piece or is that white? I can't even tell. It might be white. With a 3x in the grey. And a 4. Like what, that? Jank as hell, man. And then what? You want another 3B, 4B, and 4B like that on the crust. What, there? That doesn't make any sense. That makes slightly more sense if we do it like that. And then a 2 and a 3. This is great marketing for Lego. I should send Lego this stream and say, hey, you should compare this to the Lego stream I did yesterday. See how much better your product is? Thanks for that. Go give your design team a pat on the back for me. Okay. I that is making sense. That. Alright, matches the picture at least. Step 7's a doozy. Oh, come on. Oh, I just squished it. There's just no structural support in any of this. How are you meant to work like this? Never had a Lego build deform on me as I'm trying to assemble it. Right, okay. Now, let's see if we can figure out step 7. Good grief. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Another 30 layer instruction in one step. Fuck. Fuck. It's deforming as I'm trying to put it together as well. Oh shit. Just had my fan fall over. We're okay. Right, so that's successful at least. I guess you want that. Please just be square. I guess you want this all in one step, right? Of course you do. Why wouldn't you? I mean, and again, this is a 3-star difficulty rating out of a possible 5 as far as they're concerned. This is not the most challenging build they have on offer. And I, a grown adult who spent countless hours of his youth playing and building with Lego, is having issues. Like there's an Nanoblock Pokemon with Disney fun to build compared to this. Yeah, I mean, those are very basic builds. They come with like 7 parts. I haven't built one myself, but I did look at them last night when I was looking through various Legos. 2, 3, 4, and Mega Block stuff. 5, 6, 7, 8. And 9. Man, it's so hard to get some of this to square up. Right. Pretty sure that just goes square on the top of that, right? If I can do this without crushing the entire tower. Okay. And now there's another sequence of those. And I did a little more diagonals here for no reason. Okay. I think that's done. We have a lot of extra pieces. Thank mercy for that. Did I manage to forget anything on these convoluted, poorly laid out instructions? We have that, which is complete. This, which looks complete. Yeah, I think we're there. The last stage is to try and get all this to square up properly. As we sit it on the launch platform. And I guess connecting it to the launch platform like that will help it square. If we angle that out like this. I think we're done. Not one of the more pleasant build experiences, but I have to admit, it does look good. And thank mercy they gave us lots of extra parts. Okay, let's see if I can show this to camera without it falling apart on me, because it does feel a bit delicate. Alright, so there we go. This is all a little gantry here, refueling pod or something, I guess this is supposed to be. Actually hinges around, you can move that back and forth. And you can see it's not particularly well snapped together in some places because I'm afraid to induce torsion on it to cramp it down, because I feel like it's all going to collapse on me if I push it down too, because it just doesn't fit together as well as Lego. But it does look pretty badass. I got to give it that. It looks awesome. And I mean, you could probably rebuild a lot of this with standard Lego, but there are some parts that kind of rely on that weird little fact of nanoblocks in that they have the underside where the studs join. Please, camera, why are you so lazy to focus today? There we go. Studs can slide around inside there and be kind of off grid, as it were. That's taken advantage of a couple of times in this build, but you could probably get around that by doing it a slightly different way if you wanted to sort of try and remake this in full-size Lego, which I might do at some point, so I do like the way it looks. I have no idea how much this costs because I bought it years ago, literally years ago, in Japan I think at the time, but probably I don't think I would have spent more than 20 bucks on something like this. Let's see if I can find it on Amazon. Nanoblock Shuttle. Oh, looks like you can still buy it. Yep. You can still buy it from certain sellers on Amazon, and it's currently selling for about 50 bucks American. It is a limited edition, so I guess it's there. You're paying rarity. No, here we go. There's another seller, 25 collectible like new, so not new but like new for 20 bucks, 25 bucks, 29 bucks, 39, 39, 49. So let me just copy and paste that link in the chat. If you're curious enough to try this yourself, you can get one for about 25 bucks. Won't necessarily be new though. And brand new one costs you about 50 bucks apparently, which is pretty pricey. There's an even larger Nanoblock kit as well. Nanoblock Deluxe Space Shuttle building for about $100. It's a much larger kit. Probably about twice, 3 times as large, scale-wise. It's a Space Center 3D puzzle Nanoblock one. That looks like an easier build. Yeah, I might get some sort of one of those little collectible figure cases or something to put this in, because again, it does feel pretty delicate. A little wibbly wobbly stuff. I want to put this on display. I might get some sort of protective case for it. Are they a Japanese company? I believe so, yeah. Feels like a very Japanese thing to do. Take the idea of Lego and make it even smaller. It's one of the things the Japanese are best at, making cool things smaller. I did it with transistors, and look where we are now. But yeah, as frustrating and as annoying as the build was, and the instructions are, the end result, worth it. We'll call it 2.5 hours to build. Maybe 2 hours if you get everything right first try. Because I did have to rebuild a couple of bits of it. OMG, those are nanobox. Yeah, these are... There we go. Nanoblock. Yeah, it wasn't the fiddliness of the size that did me in for most of it. It was just the instructions being bad. But again, to give you an idea of the kind of scale we're dealing with here. What, maybe a quarter of the size? Well, maybe slightly larger than a quarter of the size of Lego. But more than anything else, the instructions are just fucking atrocious. I mean, this entire build is on one sheet. And there are several stages, like step 1. And it's got like 5 layers in step 1. Part 1 of step 1 is 5 layers. And yeah, there's a lot of... I mean, obviously it can be done. They can be understood, because I've just done it. But Lego do their instructions so much easier to follow. And again, Lego is specifically designed to be kid-friendly, whereas Nanoblocks aren't necessarily kid-friendly. I mean, for a start, choking hazards for young kids, but yeah. For a build like this, Lego would have given you a instruction book that's what? 20, 30, 40 pages stapled together and everything, nicely presented. Is this going on YouTube? Want to rewatch? I'll put this up on the second channel. I think I put yesterday's builds up on the primary channel to see how they do, because I've snipped them down there to about 45 minutes a build, and I might put those up on the primary channel to see if there's any interest there. But yeah, I'll probably put this up on the secondary YouTube channel at least, just if you want to watch me struggle. Nanoblock have starters. I haven't actually seen the new ones. They've been doing Pokemon ones for a while now. I haven't seen the new stuff. Keep an eye out for it though. That could be kind of fun. But yeah, they had a Pokemon Let's Go kit that I looked at quite seriously, with Eevee and Pikachu and a few sort of accessories and bits and pieces around them that I quite like the look of. Yeah, I mean, this camera angle kind of does this a nice justice too. Looking down at it like that, it's like the helicopter shots of a space shuttle launch you see in the lead up. So yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to photograph this to make it to sort of. I'm gonna have to shoot it from a very high angle or a very low angle to try and get this to look impressive. Because that's something else I want to do with these builds we do live, like I keep talking about. I want to do a little mini photography session with every build we do, and maybe make that into its own little YouTube thing about how I went about photographing it and why I photographed it the way I did and what edits I did and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, this should be pretty fun to light and photograph to make it kind of look like a shuttle launch, as it were. Yeesh. I'll give it a while before I do another Nanoblock build, though. At least on the stream. Did not get up just notified about... No, I haven't uploaded them yet. I've got them exported, but I ran out of time to actually get them uploaded. I'll do it after the stream, I think. I'll upload the builds from yesterday. Right, I'm going to take a break. And when we come back, we'll build something Lego, I think. Time for some actual Lego, you're not wrong. Let me put this center of frame, just for the sake of the BRB screen. Right, I'm going to get myself a fresh coffee, and I'll BRBs, guys.